And a big part of this, Chris, was not only does Philadelphia have James Harden now, they're going to have him for the next 4 or 5 years. In fact, he will sign potentially the biggest contract in NBA history, Smitty. I know you wish you still had some eligibility left to get one of these deals. But, guys, the deals we're looking at, 5 years, $270 million is the most he can sign for. If that happens, he makes close to $50 million toward the front end of the deal. And then the back end of the deal, when he's in his late 30s, he's up in the $60 million range. So that's a gigantic commitment. James Harden, we'll see how he ages. Obviously, when he's healthy and right, we know what he can do. But this is a big gamble for Philadelphia. He certainly helps them today. If they get James Harden in shape and in the right mindset, is that contract going to age well? I think Philly's calculation is that we have Joel Embiid in his prime now. We don't want to waste that prime. We're going for it. We're trying to win a championship this year.
They did. I wrote that down. 5 years, 270. Way to go, Harden. I mean, you look at it, it is, like Ryan said, they're going for it right now, and rightfully so. Joel Embiid is at an MVP level last year, didn't win it. MVP this year could win it. The ultimate goal is to win a championship. The process has not really gone far when you start seeing how far the Philadelphia 76ers as an organization have gone since they started the process. And obviously this is the end of it. Hasn't ended well, especially last year was, kind of ugly for them because they had a chance and should have beaten the Atlanta Hawks. They didn't, and now they're going all in again.
You can blame that guy in a dinosaurs uniform, Kawhi, with the one shot that hit the rim 6 different ways. This all feels like it's the aftermath of that. But getting back to the point about James Harden and his future, right? So it's $47 million next year. Well, then you're telling me that 5 years, $270 for a guy that would be 34 years old at the start of that. Seems like a very daunting contract to offer him.
It's a big gamble, Chris, and they're all in on Harden and Embiid. That pairing has to work, not only because of what they gave up with Ben Simmons going out, they also gave up 2 first-round picks. And clearly, when we look at the deal in its totality, other pieces we haven't discussed as much, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, those went to Brooklyn. Philadelphia really values their young rotational players. Tyrese Maxey, who's emerging as potentially a star in the backcourt, and then one of the best wing defenders in the league, Matisse Thybulle. Daryl Morey and the 76ers front office was willing to give up a lot of value beyond Ben Simmons to retain those 2 guys, which I think makes sense because they are proven young players. They're going to continue to get better. And when you're in championship mode, you worry about the future picks in the future. They're trying to win now. So I think they made a move in that regard, bringing in Harden and then keeping some of the young pieces around them. It thinned out their depth a little bit without Curry and Drummond, but Philly obviously still thinks they have enough to compete for a championship this year.